TSM have nothing to lose here. They have got nothing to lose,
which
means that they can play with no fear whatsoever. That said, they're going to be up against an angry Fnatic side now who have made the right decisions. We have a 5-man push over towards the A site, and Olofmeister are getting wrecked, and a 4-man push into the B bomb site, but there are no nades to hold the choke points. That said, we've got a crossfire with Crimson JW. No, we don't, because Crimson is in the drop zone. Anyway, we'll see if these CTs can put in work. Now, they're going to be forced into close quarters engagement, and his Glocks are going to have almost double the bullets. So far, so good. JW going to take down Sick, and there's much more to come. There's a player, FNS, moving towards the plateau, but still, the CTs need to make their way through any of these choke points. There's no success right now. It is complete failure. Zenfist with 10 HP, Automatic with 20, 4 people to find. It looks like the pistol is going to go the way of the T's, but easier said than done. They're charging for these final plays, actually. They have complete confidence now, Fnatic, that they have won the round, and we'll see if TSM can save the Kevlar, save the defuse kit, and the flashbang. Not much more to do.
But the weird thing is that they had 3 flashbangs going into that push, and they used maybe 1 or 2 of them to try to break the choke points. And I mean, if they'd been able to get all the flashbangs in good spots, and the initial one was good on JW, there's just no trade frag set up, then they could legitimately have gotten in there. They had a man advantage initially, but anyway, it is a good economy to start with for Fnatic, and they are hopefully going to be playing a nice and disciplined anti-force by anti-eco type strategy. And we have the very quintessential JW sawn off by. That is so characteristic of him on this map, and we actually get a bit of swap of guns here. Crims will be the one playing the expendable man with the MAC-10, the guy with the clipboard, looking for information, trying to discern where the CTs are, and he'll relay that information so that his teammates can make a good call. But in the meantime, Olofmeister, what? He gets dropped hard there by that Deagle, and now things get a little bit awkward here. JW with the sawn off, and Fnatic strike back.
Another Deagle shot, though. And TSM have the range for the Deagle for the time being. Dennis, though, with the AK, may have to go for the cleanup operation because Crims has been dispatched of as well. JW with Zenfist on his head is going to take him down, and now Automatic is alone, but he's got himself an AK. He's over towards the B bomb site, but the bomb is rotating. This is great for Fnatic because JW has got the choke point, he's got the rotation point, and he's got the sawn off. And it might be next shot wins if Automatic chooses to go that way, but as you can see, he is taking a different approach. And JW may hear, I'm not sure if he can hear it, the sound from there, so there may be a 1 versus 1 to be had on the A bomb site here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can't hear the stepping there, and now Automatic, he's got no kits. He's got to really speed up here. That's the biggest point right now for Automatic, and there will be a quick spot there from the terrorist on the site. That is Dennis with the AK, and the low player is close, playing the sawn off. He gets shot in the back. Automatic, where it is JW, he's got no idea at the moment. The flash causing quite some issue, and it's Dennis to finish it off, and it was a good attempt there. That was a realistic possibility. TSM could have caused great upset, but to be honest, they did a lot of economic damage to Fnatic, so well done to TSM. But I mean, I guess JW with all these sawn off kills, that's really going to mitigate the damage that was received.
Yeah, I think the key one is taking down the player who was previously standing on his head in the smoke as well. That was super crucial for the team. Lots of money made by JW as well. He can opt to continue with the sawn off and drop guns for his team a bit later on, so he will be a bit of a bank. And indeed, Flusher continuing on the MAC-10, so lots of pressure to be had. No fear from JW, just charging into the drop. He knows these players have no Kevlar, which will make things even easier for him. Means he needs less of a meaty shot with those shells from that sawn off. Definitely has a nice spread. Short barrel means a wide spread, long barrel like a Nova means a tight spread.
So it is just down to TSM to get something out of these exits. And Fnatic need to keep themselves an escape plan alive. They've always got to make sure there's an escape plan here because they realize that there's no value on TSM. There's pretty much no reason to risk yourself dying against TSM by taking aggressive engagements in this position, because that's what TSM are playing for. They're not carrying anything into the next round, so Fnatic just need to be careful. JW, though, he does actually have a lot of money, and if he gets these close-range engagements, it's absolutely worth it because of the amount of money that he can build. And that Kevlar is really going to help him here, and he's looking for those close-range spots. There is one player spotted. Good chunk of damage done. No finishing blows, though. JW finally gets one, although the trades will come in. So a lot of damage being done here. Flusher, though, able to return onto Finesse to build some extra money. And in the meantime, a sneaky Cadian, he's found himself an AK.
Can he hold on to it? It looks good at the moment. Cobblestone is one of the harder maps to find people who are trying to hide towards the dying breaths of a round. So at least that's something here for TSM. And again, we often find when the CTs lose the pistol in the first half, they will have a very difficult half going forward, and TSM unable to win the next round despite one of them being close. Maybe a problem, we'll have to see. Tempest has saved correctly this time. He has enough for his Kevlar and an AWP. And has a bit of money left in the hole here. Just $50. So he will be good to go. Fnatic will continue. JW still with the Sawn-Off. And the great thing is, because TSM went for the Force Buy, they'll be lacking helmets here. That may have a part to play a bit later on. But first, it's Semfis coming in with 2 fast frags. That's the Semfis we need to see if TSM are going to have any chance in this map.
Yeah, really solid kills there. JW is going to swap out for an AK. It is very needed right now. And let's see if that's going to help him, because something needs to go the way of Fnatic right now. They need to find some way back into the round. The only thing that they have going their way is the time at the moment. Ooh, will we get a double peak coming in here? Maybe even a triple peak. Now this could be the play. Let's see if Cadian can actually hold on. He will actually take some damage there and get away, and that's good, because that's information without a life being lost, although he did get damaged heavily. Six still there, actually. He's going to spot 3 players. Oh, there's one. And that's going to be a good way to start things off again for TSM. Fnatic are losing too many men now. It's just going to be on Dennis versus 4 with less than a minute, and he does not have the bomb either. So many problems going his way, and he cannot stand the test of Automatic. 2 frags for Automatic in this round, and TSM, they win back around straight away. That is a very good sign for them.
Semfis absolutely savage, and those will be 2 very loud warning shots for Fnatic moving into the coming rounds there. Just a quick note again, because this Cobblestone was updated while these teams, well, some of these teams were at the major qualifier, so we are still playing on the older version, so you won't see those stairs at the end of the plateau. Fnatic going for the Force Buy, which has been common in the series we've seen from them this week. Just the 1 AK onto JW, the rest onto Tech9s, but again, they've got the smokes to go for the executes here, and we know that they are capable of doing it, and they've got the individual skills to get those frags at close quarters, but can they get them? Nice Molotov to force the position of Olofmeister there. 3 people on the B bomb site, pretty much, for TSM. Can have that third quick rotation from Cadian, who is towards the connected area, and indeed the push starts to come in for Fnatic.
Yeah, Finesse is potentially sandwiched here, but the smokes are helping him out for now, but for how long will that be the case? If he goes down, it could start to get very awkward, but nice double kill coming in. Olofmeister able to trade finally, but running out of players. Olofmeister, though, is going to really start the war effort off to a good foot. But will the bomb be planted here as we have Cadian holding the boulder position? It's going to be jumping out there, has to support an Automatic, but a shot in the side. These Tech9s doing a lot of damage, but Automatic coming in again. Semfis on the rotation, but Olofmeister's lurking. Where is he at the moment? If he comes in with a good timing, that could be the end of Automatic, but it seems like he expects this. Working for Semfis, nicely done. Automatic taking down Olofmeister. Now it's on Crims. Playing the statue, only a Tech9. Surely he can't pull this one off. He hasn't got the weapon to do it. There's 2 players just rushing him down. Where's the headshot save for Crims? He gets around the statue and the reload in. 7 health for him. Oh, what is that? The jumping headshot from Crims. And that is going to be Fnatic securing another round. But what was that?
That is some Torval Dean business right there. He's pirouetting on the ice stand. He's in the air. Look at the grace, look at the beauty. You'll see it shortly. That is absolutely absurd. Tech9's doing colossal damage here. Once again, Olofmeister with a multi-frag. But Crims flying through the air like a swan dan with a sharp gun. Very nicely done. And that's going to reset the economy of TSM. They are back on the pistols here with no armor, no Kevlar on anybody. They've got a smoke and a flash. Desperate times here for TSM.
Yeah, they're really desperate, and all their experience is going to need to come into play against a team like Fnatic. And I saw a tweet earlier where Cloud9 Stewie was saying that there is a legitimate chance there because TSM really love this map and they practice it a lot. And it is one of the better maps for Cadian historically too, and it's going to go off quite well here. Ultimately steals away an AWP, but only for a moment. Flusher gets the trade in there, and that's very important. But Sick is going to claim it. Can he steal it away? Looks like he will be able to this time. An AWP in the hands of TSM and a man advantage. This is not good for Fnatic. They're in a lot of trouble. They've got to find a way to play this round where they don't expose themselves too much before they get onto the bomb plant. Indeed, we've seen non-stop eco rounds and force buys being won by both teams in this series so far, and it could continue here. Fnatic not opting to go for an A rush with the AWP loss towards B, and that's going to allow TSM time to position, but there are still players in isolation here. And there is a HG that could get bounced off that wooden panel by Olofmeister. That would cause massive damage to FNS again. These CTs don't have any Kevlar here, so you can go for a big damage play with the grenade, but the guns will do the job. Crims gets taken down elsewhere, though. The AWP is still over towards B, and that's where Fnatic are headed. More players going down. Sick, are we going to see a bizarre 4K with an AWP and no Kevlar from the man? He's got Cadian and Semfis in tow as well.
Dennis is going to be looking for the information. He wants to see who else is there. Can he be fast enough? Indeed he can. Dennis, we've seen him 1v3 on Cobblestone before, and he might just do it again. 20 seconds, maybe not time to go for an A play. He has to take a gamble as to Acadian might be, who's just with a P250. Dennis with the range advantage, the Kevlar advantage, the gun advantage, and it is going to be enough. He saves the round for Fnatic.
Just Dennis things, man. I mean, we saw that when the 16-0 phase, he made these crazy clutches, but this is so smart. He knows he's got to go for a gamble here. He's got that one player where he knows where he is, just scoped on that position, and he's going to nail two unwary TSM players. And that's, I mean, if we look at the kinds of clutches that Fnatic have had to make to keep themselves in this against TSM, that is actually ridiculous. And we saw that round from Crims as well, where it's very unlikely with the Tech 9, but now it's time to move into the next round. Both teams with a big buy. Semphis going for his likely peaks. Does this a lot. Recently, this week, he's not been successful. This time, he's going to actually fall back. Does he see anything there? It looks like it's very close. Grenade comes in. Semphis won't get anything, but the push will be on, and the frags will be made here on both sides of the map. Fnatic with a great start.
That's a huge problem for TSM. We have stereo frags coming in from Fnatic, one on either side, and no vision of the bomb here. I'm not sure. It was dropped around the boulder earlier on. I'm not sure if Semphis would have heard it from his position. If not, then TSM have no idea what's going on. They have no idea where to stack their players. And this is a round where, I mean, some people will choose to put all the players on one side and then go for the safe if they make the wrong gamble, but they're going to get taken down one by one in complete isolation here. We've got FNS over towards B and Semphis around the corner, but he's versus 5. And Crims so close to the headshot there. FNS though bringing things back, but he will soon be traded. And now Semphis has a decision to make.
Yeah, and I think the decision is pretty clear for him. The save of the AWP. Keep that gun into the next round. And, well, his team is flat broke at the moment. They've lost 2 rounds in a row, but Semphis is going to lose his AWP, and that is quite a depressing situation. Very nicely done by Olofmeister to hunt him down, and that's going to be another save round for TSM. But they've come close in some of these rounds. And last time it was due to the fact that we had a player playing solo from Fnatic with the AWP towards the B plateau, which is very favorable. So it just goes to show that TSM have a lot of individual skill. And now that they're starting to get more confident on the stage, we're starting to see more and more of it.
And a good read from Flusher once again. He knows the economy's been wrecked by TSM once more, so he will opt for the Mach 10. Mobility, speed, and extra money to be made. He's leading the charge here over towards B plateau. Is he going for a fast commitment? He is indeed. There's one play down, Mortify, and there's 3 more kills for him to achieve over here. Make that 4 now. FNS is coming in. They're getting wiped out pretty quickly. This should be a super fast round as Semphis has nowhere to hide. That is a wipe out there. Very nice by Fnatic, and we move on.
Yeah, and that's a lot of bonus money for Flusher as well. It goes up to 6K. So that gun more than paid for itself. About 2 times over, in fact. Now it's going to be Fnatic on 7 rounds now. And it's kind of crazy to see that, considering how many rounds have been really close. I mean, it looks like a landslide scoreline. It looks like a very dominant game from Fnatic, but it absolutely hasn't been. TSM have been very close many times. But they have to get the rounds now. It's getting too dominant from Fnatic on the scoreboard. This one has to go the way of TSM. Let's see how they do that. They have a good setup. Semphis back on the AWP, but Olofmeister's moving faster on the plateau, looking for that quick vantage point. This is the classic Olofmeister.
Oh, that's me too, Dan.
That hurts. That already hurts.
Yeah, that is a problem, and that may force him to go backwards. Maybe trade places with Flush. JW coming in for the dirty peaks. He's swapped the short shotgun for the long one. We'll see if anybody chooses to peek his angle. Many plays over towards the B bomb site, but that's 1 less now as FNS gets taken down, and it's Crims moving into the position. Got a teammate to flash for him, but that's a bit of a basic flash, and there are counter flashes here for the CT side. But they're losing map control, and they're losing personnel, and there's still a flank coming in from Dennis. Crims with a nice hold there. JW coming in as well, but this is going to be a weird trade attempt now. Automatic's going to push the issue, and he is not going to be successful. 3 versus 2 now. JW taking pot shots, trying to pre-fire their usual position. Sick, deeper onto the site. But again, that flank from Dennis is moving into the connector position. He can hold down the choke points and allow the bomb to rotate and get a nice plant on the A-bomb side.
Easy frag by Dennis, down to 6 now against 3 players. He knows where they all are. There's the first one, spots Dennis now. Gets tagged there through the wall, but still up to 50 health, but he can't resist. And Dennis takes the frag, and that's Fnatic with another round, another buy round. not being converted upon for TSM, still stuck on 1. And that, to me, is crazy, considering how close a lot of these rounds have looked. And, well, TSM back to another save round, and they do have quite a bit of money and a big loss bonus, too. So they can get quite a few pistols, maybe some Kevlars as well, if they really want to. And looks like they're opting to be pretty light on the investment. They could have spent a lot more money here, which I actually like, because that means that they'll get a lot more in the way of buy rounds later on.
Nice pop flash from Crims there, just stopping any early aggression. Can do nice timings with HEs as well, which will do massive damage if anybody's anywhere close to those doors. Again, TSM stacking the B bomb site now, and Flusher just continues to be the information man, having fun with his SMGs, opting for the UMP now, which probably has a better range than the MAC-10. While the rest of the team, or part of them, start to clear things out. Although they could have a problem because Tempest has the potential to flank here. No, he's going to get taken down by Crims, who's moving in late. Dennis with a very fast trade there. So Fnatic, the well-oiled machine, moving smoothly towards the A site at present. Sick gets taken down last man. So a dominating T-half here for Fnatic.
Yeah, and it's quite cool that TSM went for such a light investment there, because they're saying, look, we want a really strong setup in the next round, or we want the ability to play, you know, a slightly lower economy and then have 2 buy rounds. And TSM, they're going to go all out right now. They've got 2 AWPs coming in, Cadian and Semphis on those AWPs, and right now they really need a result. It's already 9 rounds for Fnatic. It's just getting worse and worse and worse. It doesn't matter how close you come if you can't take it over the line. And now Fnatic are going to be going in for a fast play into this B-bomb site, running grenades. Can TSM respond correctly? Can they respond with precision? It looks like Fnatic are decimating them. Sick only with a response of a single kill, and TSM are left devastated.
That is the most horrible feeling. You can feel that in your stomach. You have your big fight, right? All right, guys, we're going to do this. You have the AWPs, you have 2 AWPs, and the opposing force rushes you down. Not much you can do. TSM, only 1 man down versus Fnatic at the moment, but they are hugely out of position here. So indeed, Semphis will be the damsel in the tower. Automatic moving elsewhere, trying to cover the real estate. But again, that is absolute disaster here for TSM. I was going to say, will be a change in approach for them to have 2 AWPs. We've seen them have the AWPs on Cobblestone over towards A-Long in previous rounds where they've been out of position and they've just gone for raw crab walk peaks, and they've been punished for doing so, but we won't even get to see that because of Fnatic's fast play. Semphis looks good to save 1 of these 2 AWPs. We'll see what TSM can do in the next round. Round 12, not many rounds left in their half to get more rounds on the board, because 1 is terrible.
Yeah, it really is. And I mean, they're able to get, as you say, you know, just 4 or 5, it is quite workable. Again, you know, their experience on this map, their comfort on this map can actually yield a lot of T-sided rounds. I mean, this map does tend to be a lot of T-sided, especially these days. Now teams have really worked out how to abuse the drop zone and the plateau and so on effectively. And the interesting thing is that from Fnatic, we've not seen too many rounds actually towards the A-bomb side. They've been favoring B a lot of the time, and now that I say that, a quick push in towards the A side of the map, just Automatic, the jump UMP there. At least Automatic is able to get a frag onto Crims before he dies, but will that be enough? Cadian needs to get something done here, and he is going to get locked out of the bomb site. Good grenades, but Flusher may be caught, but no! Not spotted in time. Sick down for free, and now it's going to be a 4 versus 3 retake situation for TSM.
Fnatic are so confident about this that JW is just waiting for the rotation on the B bomb site. It's like, yep, they're going to save, and I'm going to take them down. Moving into position, he may have been spotted there. Indeed, he has, but now that means the rest of the team can begin the hunt as well. Semphis trades, but surely you can see Olafmeister again. He's moving towards T-spawn, which is a commonplace for CTs to save. Just trying to trap them, trying to remove what little they have. 2 AWPs now on the CT side. Those would be big if they can take them into round 13. Round 13. They've got 1 round on the board, Dan.
It's unthinkable, isn't it? It's quite depressing as well, considering how well they have done in some of the rounds. But anyway, it's still possible to scrape away a few more. The TSM is never over in Counter-Strike. But they are up against Fnatic now, and Fnatic with renewed focus going into this Cobblestone clearly, because they mean business here. They don't want to allow TSM any edges or any single chance to take this best of 3. Sure, you know, maybe they can take 1 map from Fnatic, but not 2. As Fnatic express their dominance, and their money is also pretty ridiculous, so they get all the options there. And despite having such a big bank, you can see that JW still chooses the sawn off, because from a situational standpoint, rushing into the drop zone with it, it's still going to be better than the rifle at that range. And if he gets a kill, he can swap for a rifle. So that is the plan. But how will it perform? JW is going in, jumping in with that Sawn-Off, and it's so far going to be Crims that takes the first frag. JW gets another one with his ruthless aggression, creating space for Fnatic. And there is a lot of space here, but not enough potentially, because they still don't have B plateau. There's still a player deep there, but there's only 2 of them left for TSM.
Parkour with a Sawn-Off, Dan, probably breaks every health and safety rule in the handbook. 2 players left here for TSM. Again, those double orbs. Now Sempis and Automatic doing what he can, but that's not much. He smoked off, and one of the other choke points is on fire. That leaves just a balcony area, and he's got players looking in his position. Too many angles for Automatic to deal with, and he will go down. Sempis alone once again, and Crims already holding the position to make sure that there's only so many places Sempis can try to save, and perhaps the hunt will begin again. We're going to 12-1 here. Fnatic have had quite enough of TSM's shenanigans.
Yeah, and playing the rotation game on this map can be very frustrating if you're an AWPer. I mean, we've actually seen the situation whenever Cadian picks up an AWP, and in this spot with Sempis, it's like, you know, you lose your defense quickly enough on one side of the map to a fast play, and Fnatic have been doing the fast plays quite well. Then it takes so long to rotate into a position that is going to be just impossible. You're going to feel like I couldn't have impact on the round here because I just have to move too far. And Sempis is trying to stay alive here. If he can keep this AWP alive, it might help them scrape away one more round, but no, Flusher, he will eliminate the Sempis, and the AWP will be gone.
12-1, Dan. Fnatic have 12 times the score of TSM.
That's very nice.
And the first half
good mathematics,
has
James.
not been concluded. Double Mag 7s coming out for TSM. They've gone from double AWPs to double Mag 7s, Dan. That is a very short distance indeed. Automatic has the AWP rather than Sempis. I don't know why. He is behind the rest of the teams, and they're not playing a spawn timing. And indeed, TSM starting to take gambles now. They have gone for desperate measures to try and get an advantage. Automatic off to a good start there, but he goes back to the well one too many times, and he will be hit over the head by the bucket, Dan.
Yeah, and it's going to be Dennis trying to push up. Now Cadian needs to hit that shot. He's going to miss it. He's going to try to flash over the top here. And you can see, look at the overreaction here from TSM. They're so scared at the moment that the A bomb site is going to be under attack. But really, Fnatic are gathering up towards B at the moment. And maybe TSM will start to realize this, putting one player back towards B here. But Dennis is going to be just ever present, ever annoying Cadian in to try to deal with him. But he's in an awful position now because he can't really escape. Dennis can hold him there for a long time. This headshot angle is very hard to deal with. And in the meantime, I mean, Cadian really wants to help his teammates on B, but B will be lost. They still thought it was A, and oh, it's a very, very terrible situation for TSM. Completely tricked there. Totally fooled by Fnatic.
Last chance saloon in the first half to get only their second round on the board here. Not sure if this Fnatic train can be stopped today by TSM. Again, we've got the Mag 7s coming out. They have some grenades, and the AWP onto Sempis as well. But Sempis is sans armor. He's naked, Dan. He is in his birthday suit. We'll see where he is headed. Over towards A long, which I think is maybe the safer choice here. Last time we saw him AWP no armor towards A, it was in the other part, and he did get wrecked. And indeed, it is another fast play in that direction from multiple Fnatic players. Can they trade? Indeed. Automatic goes down. Now Sempis is alone over there. He needs help, and he needs help fast. Very nice snap onto JW, but they have a man advantage for the time being. Misses a shot onto Dennis. Second time, and he will get it. Crips coming in as well, and he will fall to the flames. 2 players left for Fnatic, so maybe there is a chance for TSM to get one more round on the board.
And Olofmeister, easy shot for him. Now down to Finesse and Sick. The bomb in the smoke at the moment with Olofmeister repositioning. Crimson's going to wait for him. Olofmeister has a smoke. Crims has a flashbang. A little bit of utility to be used, but the same can be said for TSM here. They can re-smoke the bomb. And Molotov and an HE as well. But well, will they find these grenades? Oh, he peeks with the grenade there, and Crims ready for that. Takes down Sick decisively. And now it's down to Finesse with 10 points of health to try to save the day. Smoke in there, and once again, still hasn't spotted that extra player. And now the paranoia starts to set in. Where is Olofmeister? There is still 40 seconds to pick up that bomb, and it looks like Finesse might have guessed correctly, but what great timing there from Fnatic. The double peek comes in, and a 14-1 first half. TSM had many rounds which were close, but they just couldn't bring anything onto the board, and that is going to be very, very demoralizing.
TSM winning the first buy round between the two sides, and that seems to have angered Fnatic, a Fnatic who won 11 rounds in a row. So TSM have a sliver of hope in the last map of this best of 3. We'll see if they can do anything with that in the second half. See you back here soon. 1 to 14. That is the uphill struggle that TSM are facing at the moment. Fnatic firing on all cylinders. Dennis and Flusher currently tied for top frags of 16 apiece, but Olofmeister has been putting in work as well. We might show you a bit of Olofmeister action from his own perspective. So again, spots KD up top, takes him down below.
Yeah, that's what it looks like through the eyes of the king. And I mean, the conflicts and setups are really interesting, and Olofmeister is definitely one to pay attention to, because I'm sure he's been optimizing that since the injury. But there it is, automatic. We saw many round-saving performances from him, or almost round-saving performances from him, and he is much needed. Everyone's needed at this point, James. On the last map on Mirage, everybody
Bomber
stepped
is needed,
up.
Dan. They're 13 rounds behind.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, if everyone can step up like the last map, then maybe TSM can get some rounds back. But that's, I mean, 13 in a row, James. What is that? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, and first comes the pistol. We know what that Pan Dennis is with the pistols, but not today. He's going to get taken down immediately. That is a big frag for the American side. What can he do with it? Flusher's got the long area, but he's got his teammates coming in. Again, JW holding angles. Is he willing to push through the smoke? It would be JW-esque, but indeed, Fnatic are stuck behind various choke points at the moment.
Yeah, so it all slows down as they try to wait for those grenades to dissipate. But look at this aggressive play straight through the smoke, and Automatic found himself on a flanking position. How on earth did that one happen? We've got JW now running out of bullets back in, and oh, surprise, there's Automatic, but JW's got it anyway. It's totally fine, everything under control. Pops away, and JW is saving the day. We've just got Finesse left now here for the TSM side as that bomb ticks away. Can he get the frags he needs? No, it's Olofmeister, of course, and Flusher with a defuse at the same time. And Fnatic, they're going to win, and they're going to be on game point straight away, James. Is there any hope here for TSM? I shouldn't even ask you that, because it's very unlikely that anything can happen here for them. And then Fnatic's, all their chairs malfunction. I don't know.
Well, they could still stand up and play.
That's true. That's true. It's very uncomfortable, though.
15 to 1. What is there to be said here? TSM coming out for the fourth buy, unless they're absolutely insane. We've got Deagles and 3 Tech-9s, a bunch of grenades. Now, they can try to go for a wall-off towards the B bomb site. They have enough smoke to do that. They've got Molotovs as well. But they seem to be going for an initial kind of default setup with people outside A, etc. But again, they've only got pistols here, so we will see Olofmeister moving very quickly to the B plateau, so they're not going to take any passive positions. They're not allowing TSM to do what they want to do. Fnatic looking to impose their will on what could be the last round of the match. JW going for the auto shotgun. Almost said auto sniper there. The auto shotty, we saw it last time on Cobblestone as well on the CT side. Can be very useful when the numbers start to move into the drop area. You can see JW facing the wall there, trying to avoid getting flashbangs. No one for support either. Molotov's coming in, and JW is ready, but can he get the frag? Pump, pump, pump. Only one frag for him. 2 people down here for Fnatic. A chance for TSM, but it might start to disappear now, as Olofmeister's got the high ground on B.
Yeah, this is a great position to work from, but wow, there it is. Automatic's going to eliminate him straight away, send him packing, and now it's up to Dennis and Flusher, but that is definitely a scary couple players to be up against. The bomb still needs to make its way onto the site, but Finesse is creeping in. He's got the perfect position to try to kill everyone here with that shotgun, but no, Flusher gets even another frag out of it, but still, the round won by TSM, and they will scrape away one more, but there's so many more to go. It is such a journey.
I smell a force buy, Dan. I smell a force buy from Fnatic. Why not? They have 13 rounds in the hole. And indeed, they will do that. JW can even buy a shotgun, Dan. He's gone for big popper pump. JW with a Nova. That is a rare treat. And it is a suitably ugly skin as well. We'll see what he can do with it. Again, the Nova is better at longer ranges of the shotguns because it has a longer barrel, Dan. That's why my Nova is big, because it's got a 28-inch barrel. Very good for clay shooting, but they're not shooting clay, Dan, although TSM's T-side is the same color. Players spotted so far so good here for TSM, taking players down over towards B bomb site. It is clear now, JW doesn't have, I mean, it has longer range, but not great range on a retake here of the B bomb site. So he will bide his time and get taken down from the back. 5 versus 2, TSM have opportunity.
They do indeed. It's looking quite strong here for their money too, but the thing is that when you can't lose a single round. The money doesn't matter nearly as much. Okay, sure, if you lose 2 or 3 players, you always want to be able to have a full rebuy, but hey, it's always nice to make sure that you deny your opponent kills and any kill bonus. But that said, you know, Dennis and Flusher are going to bring Kevlar into the next round, and they can legitimately just force up the next round as well, then save one, then the next buy that they'll have will be actually very strong. So lots of danger here, of course, for TSM. And you know, what kind of strategies do you even use? Because normally, when you have normal regulation, and when you have some rounds to work with, you get to test things, you get to try things, you get to poke at the defense, maybe you get to condition your opponent, maybe you can actually afford to lose some rounds, and that can end up being a reward for you strategically later on. But there is no way that they can even really test anything crazy, because as soon as they lose one round, they're done. That's an insanely horrible position to play from, strategically speaking.
No room or margin for error. That is the situation here for TSM, who are still 12 rounds behind. Looking good for this one, as Fnatic with an average roughly $2,000 each. Can't expect to get much done in this situation, but there is a Deagle onto Dennis and Kevlar to boot, and he's one of the many dangerous Deagle players on Fnatic. We've seen some shenanigans from Olofmeister. Will we see some from Dennis? CZ onto Flusher, of course, potentially the best CZ player in the world. Still lots of dangers here for TSM as they move towards B.
Yeah, there's Semphis. He's got a great vantage point. He'll be diving over there to start securing some of these angles, but some sneaky positions here from Fnatic as they poke and prod from their hidey holes. It's going to be only one frag that they'll make, as Crims will be able to be getting that one, but can he get any more here? A trio of CTs here from Fnatic. Dennis able to trade one, but it looks pretty hopeless from this position. He is locked out because of those choke points, and everybody will be facing these angles. So Dennis, he's done enough there. Again, Fnatic, they just need one round, so they are definitely not sweating it.
Dennis just trying to maim some players. Perhaps he can steal away an AK. Where is the exit for TSM? They're kind of coming in one by one here, but it will work out for them. Just about Automatic taking Dennis down. So we have a potential for a buy, and indeed it will be here for Fnatic. The M4's coming out, the nades and such, and now the real tests will begin for TSM. 11 rounds behind.
That's a lot of rounds, James.
Indeed, it's one more than 10 down. It is 11. We have an AWP onto Semphis. How can he use it? We see him going for a lot of pick plays here, but they may need more than that to take over Fnatic's territory. Fnatic are going for a bit of a standard play at the moment. We've got Flusher in a danger area and Dennis in for support, so they've got a bit of a crossfire should TSM choose to push through the underpass, the mid area, if you will.
Yeah, and it looks like they are going to do that, but they only have 2 players close at the moment, so they've got to be careful, because you really want to be wary of some of these setups. I mean, sometimes CTs play 3 at the start of an A round just as a bit of a gamble, and I mean, Fnatic, they are in a position where they can take many gambles, and that's essentially what is the most scary thing about their position. Sure, they can say, okay, let's just try the default, see if that just works, but if that is a bit shaky, then they can go to all kinds of weird gambles before they finally can close a round. And so far, as you say, very expected here from TSM so far, playing that default out, taking some map control. A minute left to play with, so they're starting to need to get some results from this, and KD is working on that.
Speaking of scary things, Dan, you always have to be scared of the clock here for TSM. Yes, they're starting to push towards A, but a bomb is still towards B, where they don't have significant map control, and there are 40 seconds on the clock. That's an important kill onto Flusher. Maybe a mistake from Fnatic, had no support whatsoever. Dennis flies down as well. That will mean a full rotation coming in for the CTs, but TSM still needs to cross to the site. No frags yet for Fnatic, and it seems the save has been called, so this one will be successful for TSM, and Fnatic will live to fight another day.
And one of the spots where Fnatic could really capitalize is if they have like an early round, as I said, like an early round setup, let's say 3 towards the A site, and they create this situation where maybe they get a frag or a couple frags, or there's like a trade 3 versus 3. That's the spot where you can really force out some mistakes from TSM. That's the spot where the more experienced players are going to be able to more consistently make less mistakes and be able to punish more mistakes. So there's a lot to deal with here for TSM. It looks good for now, but how long will they be fortunate? When will their fortune run out?
Yeah, they're starting to... Well, they're on the path to clawing back a respectable score. Once that's out of the way, that we can see if they can bring it back to overtime. Still a long road ahead. And the terrible thing for TSM is that Fnatic at some point are going to be on maximum loss bonus for the entire match.
Yeah, that's why it's really ridiculous. This is a really nice fast shot there from Semphis. That was very important as well. Semphis dies there, then Fnatic have a really good position because they can essentially stop the push into A or slow it down so much that the rotation gets there, and then it will be a completely different round. But that was not the case because Semphis in that instance hit his shot immediately. And now it's down to the CZs here. A bit of a half buy coming in from Fnatic. They saved one of those rifles, and Olofmeister will be the guy with that rifle, so there's always a chance.
CZ's coming out into play once again, and let's not forget that 5.7. That's also a very powerful pistol, despite Fnatic's general favour of the CZ between the two. And in that smoke, TSM may unfortunately find aggression here from the Swedish side. None just yet, though. Looks like they were considering it. Now they've got a better option to do it. TSM, not with the greatest of map control, actually. You see FNS with a passive position towards A. But we have an aggressive position from Dennis and the rest of the team over towards B. And again, this is where you start to worry as far as the clock is concerned, because if TSM wait too long, then they may be in trouble despite the lack of Kevlar on most of these CT players.
Just trying to push in now into drop, and you can see it's a bit awkward here for KD, and his teammates are desperately waiting on that entry frag so they can just jump in there, and they're going to go for it anyway, but there could be players close. The pistols are lurking everywhere. KD able to uproot one, but there is another one in there, and KD will die to Flusher. Sick though on the bomb site, doing more damage, but so is Flusher. It is just down to Dennis now though against 3 players with a 5-7 in hand. Can he get the frag? He picks up an AK. Spray comes in. There's a frag as well, but there's still 2 players to kill and 7 HP to do it with. But Semphis, he's going to hit the shot, and that's going to be that for Dennis. Another round won by TSM.
Now the maximum loss bonus starts to kick in, and so do big guns. Fnatic looking for big guns, they've got them, and now they'll be looking for big plays. TSM, again, they've got their full utility, which is something Fnatic do not have at the moment. Will they be able to use it to great effect, though? We will find out. 9 rounds is the gap. No margin for error. Only 1 kit onto these 5 players, but it may not even go that far. We'll have to see. Initial map control has Flusher very deep towards the A site, and automatic is the same. And again, TSM concentrating the numbers over towards B.
Yeah, and this is that spot from Semphis where if the CTs try to actually boost safely at the back of the plateau, that's the spot that he's looking at. He'll catch the boost, and that's another reason why having that smoke down for the CTs is a good thing, because you can essentially plant somebody deep on that B plateau, and it's been a very pivotal position in many rounds for the CT side. Now, TSM looking like they really want this B split to happen. They're starting to gear up for this drop zone push, as well as the plateau harassment. So Fnatic, they're starting to run low on grenades here, which means that TSM have been doing a good job in baiting them out.
1 minute mark has been passed. It's the 40-second mark where you start to worry about T executes, especially in this situation. There is not much in the name of significant map control here. We've got nobody over towards platform Milne B. TSM don't really know what awaits them on the B bomb sites. And we have more nades coming in, more counter grenades. Semphis jumps into the drop zone, but there is a player there, and the Flames gave the position away. JW will get traded, but again, 30 seconds left. The bomb is not on the bomb site just yet. Crim's holding the angle, but there are still 2 over towards A. TSM maybe gambling on a rotation here from the CTs. 20 seconds now, they've got to get the bomb down. The bomb is down, but it's on the floor, Dan. It's not on the site. 2 players left here for TSM. 15 seconds, 16 seconds. They are running out of time. The flash comes in. KDN gets a frag onto Olofmeister, but they still need to plant. 10 seconds now. 1 player left here. Sick has to get the bomb down. 6 seconds. And he's going to go for it, but Flusher has the angle, and that's going to be that. 16-6. Fnatic finish things off here on Cobblestone.
It looked very scary after map 2. TSM looked like they were coming into their own and then moving into that 3rd map. They looked very comfortable, and you can see that Stewie gave us that inside information into the North American scene there, and said this is a great map. They practice it a lot, but it's going to be Fnatic as expected, and they will avoid what could be quite embarrassing, and Return of the King indeed. Can't wait to see them in the finals tomorrow.
Indeed, good performances all week. Did a bit of a rocky showing here, but indeed they take it 2-1. I think most people would have banked on a 2-0 versus TSM, but a great showing from TSM, finally taking maps when it counted as well, but they couldn't stand the test on Cobblestone. So we have one of our matches out of the way. There is one more to come, but first we will see